my god, welcome back to the channel everyone. Today is an absolutely beautiful Tuesday, but the drama we are about to unpack is anything but peaceful. Make sure you are subscribed and have your notifications turned on because you do not want to miss a single update on this saga. Let's dive right into the madness. Oh my god, I'm screaming. I literally cannot even deal right now. Okay, but listen, I was eating dinner and literally choked on my pasta when this scene happened. My jaw dropped so hard it hit the floor, and I haven't been able to pick it up since. The Winters family is literally crumbling before our very eyes, and I am personally offended and also absolutely thrilled by the sheer audacity of these writers. Like, seriously, who gave them the right to play with my emotions like this? Okay, let me back up because I am typing so fast my fingers are cramping. So, Malcolm Winters is in the hospital, right? He's in this deep, terrifying coma after the bone marrow transplant complications, and the whole family is basically living in the ICU waiting room. The monitors are beeping, everyone is crying, Lily is pacing a hole into the linoleum floor, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a chainsaw, and then we have Dr. Stephanie Simmons. You know, Stephanie, who just waltzed back into Genoa City after 30 years with this massive bombshell that Holden Novak is Malcolm's secret biological son. We all bought it. I bought it. I was like, wow, what a beautiful, twisted family reunion. But no, IT was all a lie, a massive, disgusting, unhinged lie. Oh wait, before that happened, actually, I forgot to mention earlier, but Nate Hastings was already looking at Stephanie sideways. Nate is a doctor, okay? He knows when medical records look fishy. But anyway, cut to this moment where Stephanie is having some sort of near-death, highly emotional breakdown in the hospital. I don't even know if she was having a panic attack or what, but she pulls Nate close. She literally whispers into Nate's ear. At this point, I'm yelling at my screen. What is she saying? Turn up the volume. And you guys, she confesses to Nate that Malcolm is not Holden's biological father. I'm dead. I am actually deceased. I can't breathe. She literally looked Nate in the eye and whispered this nuclear bomb of a secret while Malcolm is fighting for his life. The bone marrow test. The one that supposedly proved Holden was a match for Malcolm. It showed an undeniable genetic discrepancy. Like, the DNA was screaming we are not related, but Stephanie covered it up. She swapped the test results. She actually manipulated medical records to make it look like Holden was the heir to the Winters bloodline. Why would she do that? Honestly, I am so mad at her like she is a real person who just scammed my own family. She orchestrated this entire elaborate lie to cover up some illicit affair from her past. And she used Malcolm's literal life or death medical crisis to cement her son into a billionaire family's legacy. The audacity, not okay. I'm done. So now Nate is standing there in the middle of the hospital corridor, looking like he just saw a ghost, and honestly, can you blame him? Nate is realizing that the entire foundation of the Winters family right now is built on a massive, intricately staged lie. If this truth comes out, the entire inheritance of the Winters empire is going to be flipped upside down. Holden has been parading around like he's the new prince of Genoa City, getting close to Claire Newman, acting like he belongs in the Chancellor Winters boardrooms, and Nate knows it's all fake. Nate is thrust into this vicious moral war. Does he expose the truth and destroy Lily? Or does he keep his mouth shut and let a fraud inherit half the family fortune? Wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, Nate is just sweating bullets. Because if Lily finds out, she is going to absolutely shatter. Lily has been through so much. She survived ovarian cancer, she went to prison, she dealt with the whole fake kidnapping mess with Kane, and now she finally thought she had a brother who could save her father. If she finds out Holden is a fake, she will break. And Nate knows this. He is agonizing over loyalty versus the truth. It's so dramatic. I was like, are you serious, Nate? Just spit IT out. But he doesn't. He holds on to it because he wants to confirm who Malcolm's real child actually is. Because think about it, if Holden isn't the match, and Holden isn't the son, then who the heck actually donated the marrow? Or who is the real Winters heir out there walking around? Nate's doctor brain is spinning. He wants to run a second confirmation. He wants to know the truth before he drops the bomb. But honestly, Nate takes so long. He always takes so long. And don't even get me started on his suits. Like, yes, he looks amazing in a tailored navy blazer, but focus on the medical fraud. Nate. Okay, where was I? Right. So Nate is investigating. Let's talk about the corporate side of this, because it is honestly wild. Chancellor Winters is a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. Devin and Lily have been fighting tooth and nail to keep this company afloat, especially with Victor Newman constantly circling like a shark smelling blood in the water. If Holden was officially recognized as Malcolm's biological son, he would have a legal claim to a massive chunk of the Winters estate. Stephanie wasn't just looking for a family reunion, she was looking for a payday. She saw Malcolm's aplastic anemia diagnosis not as a tragedy, but as an opportunity. A sick, twisted opportunity to forge DNA documents and insert her son into the line of succession. I mean, the absolute villainy of this woman. She makes Diane Jenkins look like a saint, and Nate knows all of this. He's standing there holding the keys to the kingdom. If he exposes Stephanie, he saves the company from a fraud, but he breaks his cousin's heart. If he stays quiet, he's complicit in a multi-million-dollar corporate and medical fraud. The stakes are literally astronomical. But you guys, Lily is nitrogen monoxide full. Lily Winters did not survive Victor Newman's manipulations just to get scammed by some doctor from the 90s. While Nate is having his internal moral crisis, Lily is doing her own digging. She was already suspicious of Stephanie. Something about the way Stephanie was acting just rubbed Lily the wrong way. So Lily, being the absolute iconic queen that she is, secretly took DNA samples and sent them to an independent, highly reputable lab overseas. She bypassed the Genoa City hospital entirely because she knew someone was tampering with the results. And then the results come back. I had to pause and text my friend immediately because I knew what was coming. Lily opens the envelope, or the email, whatever, and the truth is staring her right in the face. The independent lab confirms it. Simmons swapped the blood samples. Holden is not a Winters. He is just a pawn in his mother's sick, twisted game to get him access to the Winters' fortune and legacy. The scene that follows, cinema. Absolute daytime television gold. Lily marches down to the ICU. She has bags under her eyes because she's been up all night crying and stressing over Malcolm's coma, but her eyes are blazing with pure, unadulterated fury. She confronts Stephanie right there in the recovery wing. Stephanie tries to play the victim, trying to act like she was just doing what was best, and Lily is having none of it. My jaw dropped when Lily raised her hand. She slapped her. Lily Winters delivered the most iconic, resounding, soap opera slap I have seen in years. It echoed down the hallway. I literally jumped off my couch. Lily slaps Stephanie so hard her head spins, and then Lily just goes off. She screams at Stephanie, kicking her out of the ICU, telling her she is going to use every single penny of the Chancellor Winters' billions to throw Stephanie in federal prison for medical fraud. Lily is sobbing. Her voice is cracking. She's screaming about how Stephanie betrayed their family in their darkest, most vulnerable hour. It was incredible acting. Give her the Emmy right now. Mark my words, that clip is going to be everywhere. And we really need to talk about the history here because it makes the betrayal so much worse. If you have been watching since the 90s, you remember when Drusilla and Olivia originally set Malcolm and Stephanie up. They thought they were this perfect match. They had this whirlwind romance, but then Stephanie just vanished. She packed up and left Genoa City, and we all thought it was just because the flame died out. But no, she was pregnant. Or at least, she claimed she was pregnant with Holden. But if Malcolm isn't the father, then who was she sleeping with back then? Was she having an affair? Did she lie to Jerry, the man who raised Holden, too? This woman has been weaving a web of lies for 3 entire decades. She literally built her entire life on a foundation of deception. And to come back now, when Malcolm is literally on his deathbed, and use a fake DNA test to insert her son into the billionaire Winters family. It's actually psychotic. I am so disgusted by her. I can't even look at her on my screen without wanting to throw my remote. But wait, it gets even more tragic. Guess who is standing right outside the door listening to the whole thing? Holden. Poor, clueless Holden. He's just standing there, looking through the little glass window of the hospital door, and he hears everything. He realizes his entire life is a lie. His mother lied to him about his father his whole life, then dragged him to Genoa City, made him think he was saving his biological dad, made him fall in love with this new family, all for a scam. He realizes he's just a pawn, a chess piece his mother used to get power. Holden looks like he's going to throw up, and honestly, I felt so bad for him in that moment. Why would she do that to her own son? She needs to get it together, I swear. And let's take a minute to talk about Holden's psychology here. Because honestly, my heart aches for him even though I've been annoyed by him lately. Holden grew up thinking Jerry was his dad. He mourned Jerry, then Stephanie drags him to GC, drops the Malcolm is your dad bomb, and forces him into the savior complex role. Holden literally went under the knife. He had bone marrow extracted from his body. Do you know how painful that is? And he did it for a man he thought was his flesh and blood. Now he's standing outside that ICU room, listening to Lily scream at his mother, realizing that his own flesh and blood his mother treated him like a human ATM machine. He has to process the fact that he has no biological tie to Malcolm, no tie to Lily, and no tie to the legacy he was just starting to embrace. He's probably thinking about Claire Newman, too. He just introduced Claire to Stephanie. How is he going to look Claire in the eye and tell her that his entire existence in this town is a medical scam? I would literally pack my bags and move to Antarctica. And then Lily just collapses, the adrenaline wears off, the anger fades, and she just crumbles to the floor outside the ICU. The betrayal is too much. She thought she had family, she thought Malcolm was saved, and now it's all falling apart. Nate and Devin have to rush over and pick her up off the floor. It is so heartbreaking. I was literally crying into my throw pillow. But this brings us back to Nate's realization. If Holden isn't the son, and Holden's marrow wasn't the real match, then who is? Nate is digging through the real, untampered medical files. And if you have been reading the spoilers like I have, you know exactly where this is heading. I'm calling it now. This is going to end badly for everyone involved, but the drama is going to be delicious. Because the real match, the real biological son of Malcolm Winters. It's Kane Ashby, Kane freaking Ashby, the man Lily was married to. The man who is the father of Lily's twins. I am screaming. If Kane is Malcolm's son, that makes Kane and Lily half siblings, which is insane by the way. They were married. They have kids. The genetic implications. The absolute scandal. No wonder Stephanie wanted to cover up the real DNA results if that truth is lurking in the shadows. And don't even get me started on the Kane Ashby of it all. If Nate's secondary investigation confirms that Kane is the actual biological son, the psychological damage to Lily is going to be irreparable. Think about their history. Lily and Kane were the IT couple of Genoa City for years. They had the romantic weddings, they had Charlie and Maddie, they went through hell and back together. And now, to find out that Malcolm Lily's dad is also Kane's dad, that means Neil Winters, who raised Lily, was raising his brother's daughter, and then that daughter married the brother's other child. It's giving me a headache just trying to map out this family tree. It's a wreath. The family tree is a wreath. I am literally pacing around my living room trying to process how Lily is going to survive this. She just slapped Stephanie into next week for lying about Holden. What is she going to do when she finds out the truth about Kane? She might actually burn the hospital down. Nate is on the verge of uncovering the biggest, most scandalous secret in the history of Genoa City. He's looking at these genetic markers and realizing that the Winters family tree isn't just broken, it's completely tangled in the most horrifying way possible. He wants to reconfirm everything because if he drops the Kane is your brother bomb on Lily right after she just found out her other brother is a fake, she might actually lose her mind. Honestly, I don't even know how the writers are going to untangle this mess. Between Victor manipulating everything in the background, Diane and Jack's marriage imploding, and now this massive DNA fraud at the hospital, I am glued to my screen. I cannot miss a single episode. Nate Hastings better do the right thing, but knowing Nate, he's going to keep it a secret for way too long, and it's going to blow up in his face. Mark my words. Okay, I need to go drink some water because my heart is racing. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, because I am losing my mind over here.